Hello, and welcome back. Today we have Platinum Review number 2, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales is a third-person action-adventure game released in 2020 and was a launch title for the PlayStation 5. Published by Sony Interactive Entertainment and developed by Insomniac Games, Miles Morales is a spin-off sequel to 2018's Spider-Man. Similar to the PS5 remastered edition of Spider-Man, Peter Parker features the updated character model, which after playing the original was a little strange at first, but Pete does not appear often in Miles Morales, so it wasn't too bad. Yuri Lowenthal returns as Pete, but it is Najee Jeter's turn to shine as he leads the way as Miles Morales in what is another amazing team of voice actors. Set 1 year after the events of the City That Never Sleeps DLC, the game begins with Miles Morales riding the subway. He arrives at his destination having moved from Brooklyn to Harlem with his mom Rio. An upbeat soundtrack accompanies Miles as he traverses the city and sets the tone of the community in Miles' new neighborhood. He makes his way towards Teo's bodega to get some groceries for his mom, who is running for city council.
Hey, you think you're gonna add that new Spider-Man too?
The kid? Yeah, maybe. Original's just my guy, you know?
Yeah, I know. Hey, is Teo's bodega around here?
Yeah, bright yellow sign down the block. Can't miss it.
Thanks. Beautiful work, by the way. Maybe leave a little room for the new guy, just in case.
However, he doesn't make it inside as he receives an urgent text from Pete and heads off for Spider-Man duties. Miles flies through the city as the player is introduced to the basic controls of free swinging. The same general controls return from the previous game as Miles and Pete meet up to watch over a prison convoy that is escorting inmates back to the raft.
Pete! You here?
Just down in some rocket fuel.
How are you drinking?
Very, very carefully. Okay, go time.
Helix 2 en route, heavy payload.
Copy, Helix 2, we've got you on scope.
This is a big operation.
It's gotta be. Hundreds of felons escaped from the raft last year. Now it's time to move them back in.
As they follow the convoy, it isn't long before one of the containers begins to break. Miles attempts to repair the connection, but it doesn't work. The helicopter crashes to the ground, releasing the prisoner within, Rhino.
Pete, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
It's okay, we got this. Just need to contain it before... Before that happens.
Hello, tiny spiders.
Pete clings to Rhino's back as Miles must contain the other released prisoners. Here, the player is introduced to the basics of combat, which include web strikes, punches, dodging, and the use of gadgets. After defeating the enemies, Miles chases after Rhino and Pete, who still clings to Rhino's back as he rampages through the streets. Rhino smashes his way into the mall, and it is Miles' turn to ride his back. Here, you must steer him away from displays to avoid damage, but if you can survive breaking 15 displays, you will get a trophy. They bash through a wall and pass J. Jonah Jameson, who is dressed as Santa, and hating on the new Spider-Man just as much as the original.
Too soft. He's a low-energy menace. Too easy. Maybe he's a weak-minded. Oh!
Hey, Jonah! Looking good! Very festive!
Menace! A feckless, treacherous, unhinged menace!
Together, the two Spider-Mans continue to pursue Rhino and fight off inmates before Pete is laid out, and Miles must fight Rhino on his own.
Spider-Man, you good?
Pete! Pete!
This Spider-Man is broken. I would like to exchange for new one.
Determined to protect Pete, Miles unlocks a new electrical ability unique to him called Venom Punch. He battles, and with this new ability is able to take Rhino down.
Hey! In the future, just give it time, man. No more break. You hurt a lot of people today, Alexei. Too many.
In the aftermath, Simon Krieger, the head of Roxxon Energy, arrives and speaks to Pete and Miles. With his heavily armed security force in hand, they surround Rhino. He thanks the Spider-Mans before they head off.
Guys, wow, just wow. Simon Krieger, head of R&D at Roxxon Energy. Pleasure to meet you.
You too. Sorry. I think our ball landed in your yard.
No, actually did us a favor. We just bought the place. We're planning to tear it down for a build. But looks like you beat us to it. Wanted to thank you, both of you.
On a nearby rooftop, Pete and Miles recover and eat pizza. Here, Pete informs Miles that he will be away overseas for a few weeks on a working vacation. Miles is nervous to be on his own, but Pete is confident and reassures him that he is ready.
See you in a few weeks, Spider-Man. New York's only Spider-Man.
I'm New York's only Spider-Man. I'm New York's only Spider-Man.
After completing the mission, you will now have enough XP to level up and earn a skill point. These work the same as the previous game and unlock a wide variety of skills in 3 different categories. The first skill is Venom Smash, which is a jumping Venom Punch. Now on his own, Miles calls his friend Genki to meet up in the park. Genki is Miles' confidant, aware that Miles is the new Spider-Man.
I will never get used to you doing that.
Hey, look, check it. Christmas present from Spider-Man.
Open it.
In the park, Miles opens his gift from Pete, his very own super suit. He puts it on and heads off to a nearby rooftop where Pete tells him part 2 of the gift awaits.
Miles Morales, congratulations and welcome to your very first super suit.
Here, he finds a bunch of high-tech equipment and a message from Pete.
Miles, get ready for your first holographic training challenge. These challenges are spread throughout the city. Each one focuses on a new move or technique. This one focuses on acrobatic improvisation. Get into position to start.
Pete has set up this and many more holographic training challenges to help teach Miles new techniques and abilities. This first one is a combat challenge and introduces new fighting skills such as air yank and disarming enemies. As Miles practices, criminals swarm the rooftop looking to steal the equipment, providing Miles with the perfect opportunity to test out his new abilities. He takes them out, and doing so unlocks the other holographic training locations. There are 3 different types: combat, stealth, and swinging, each with 3 different tiers based on how well you do. These serve as one of the game's miscellaneous tasks to complete and reward activity tokens to use for suit purchases and upgrades. You must complete all challenges for a trophy and get a spectacular rating at least once for each of the 3 different types. After completing all challenges, Pete will present Miles with a final test. This is a holographic battle against Vulture. After completing the holographic challenge, Miles heads towards Roxxon Plaza, but along the way he locates a crime in progress. These come with bonus objectives that will reward additional XP and activity tokens if completed. For a trophy, all bonus objectives must be completed for each of the different crime types at least once. After earning enough activity tokens, you can use these to purchase upgrades such as suit and visor mods. After disposing of the criminals, Miles finally makes it to Roxxon Plaza. In the plaza, he learns about Roxxon's new super efficient energy source, Nuform.
The reactor will supply enough energy to power all of Harlem. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, Simon, how is that possible? And the answer is Nuform. Just one canister of this revolutionary fuel source is enough to supply Harlem with clean, safe energy for the next 500 years. Soon, we'll be opening reactors throughout Manhattan, and then worldwide. Get ready for a planet powered by Nuform. Roxxon, we're here for you.
In the distance, he hears glass break, but when he investigates, although he finds a broken window, he doesn't find anyone inside. At least, that is what he thought, as he is smashed through a window. Miles must now battle these new enemies, known as the Underground, who possess high-tech weapons and armor. Fortunately, Venom Punch will break the tech. They battle outside and inside before Miles takes them all out. He discovers that the Underground was tracking Nuform shipments, but before he can learn more, Roxxon security arrives. Miles then heads home for Christmas dinner, where his mom and Genki wait.
Mijo, qué guapo.
Gracias, mami.
I invited a guest tonight. Can you get the apartment ready? Oh, maybe put on some music, set the mood?
Inside, Rio prepares dinner as Miles changes and puts on some music. As he does, the doorbell rings with a special guest Rio has invited. It turns out the special guest is Finn, Miles' childhood friend, but he hasn't seen her in months. They enjoy a holiday feast as they all catch up. Rio asks about Finn's brother Rick, but she suddenly changes the subject.
I don't know how anyone could work there after seeing your last campaign ad. You went for Simon Krieger's jugular.
Miles picks up that something is wrong with Finn, but she doesn't want to talk about it, so they agree to hang out the next day.
What do you mean?
You seem, I don't know, distracted. You want to talk about it?
Not tonight. It's Christmas.
In the morning, Genki wakes Miles with some exciting news. He has hacked the Spider Suit OS and created the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app for the city civilians to use. This app allows Genki access to see everything that Miles does, and connects those in need to directly request help and report crimes. An incoming request intrigues Miles, as the person in need is Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle. Spider-Man arrives to assist Aaron Davis, who is a worker for the subway and is experiencing issues with the signal relays.
Hey there. You needed some help? I'm Spider-Man, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Aaron Davis. I think somebody's messing with the sensors. I'm getting bad data from the main relay up top of Grand Central.
Miles tracks the source of the interference, which leads him to members of the Underground using advanced tech to mess with the system. Miles takes them out and fixes the signal. This unlocks a new miscellaneous task and collectible to complete. Finding underground caches rewards tech parts which Miles can use to create new gadgets, as well as suits, mods, and upgrades. All of the caches must be found for a trophy. Here, Miles uses the parts to craft a new holographic drone gadget. He's able to immediately test out the new gadget as many more underground members arrive. Although the signal is repaired, there are still issues at the train yard, so Miles heads there next. When he arrives, he must defeat the Underground here before getting the trains back on the tracks. Inside, he finds a mural of the leader of the Underground, the Tinkerer. The Underground is not done with the trains yet. Miles then assists the police in a fight with the Underground, who are planting bombs along the tracks. Miles must defeat the members and defuse the bombs before they detonate. Miles is successful, and Aaron wishes to give him something for all of his help. The gift is a 1-year free pass for the subway.
Yeah, thanks to you. Oh, hey, here you go. 1 year unlimited subway pass.
Thanks.
Did I get the name right?
However, on the pass is the name, Miles Morales, revealing that Aaron knows his true identity. They have a heart-to-heart talk, which Miles appreciates. Aaron and Miles' family lost touch a while back, and Miles misses his uncle, unsure of the reason for the disconnect.
If your dad could see you now,
He'd probably freak out.
he'd definitely freak out.
In between missions, Miles can free roam the city and complete a wide variety of tasks. It is up to the player to decide how best to proceed. Collectibles and side missions can be used to level up and obtain tokens, or you can just proceed with the main story and come back for these after. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app will track all available requests and crimes to be stopped. Next, Miles responds to a request on the app, which takes him to Teo's bodega.
Come on now, Spider-Man.
Hey, right here.
What? Not you. My cat. Named after the real Spider-Man. Bunch of jerks broke in here and robbed my place. Think they took Spider-Man too.
The owner was robbed and his pet cat, Spider-Man, is missing. The owner is reluctant to accept Miles, as he prefers the original, but he has no other choice. Miles is able to track the robbers down and fight many of them at once. The largest in the group emerges with Spider-Man in his hands. Miles defeats them all and rescues the cat. He returns him to Teo, who is now much more appreciative and open to the new Spider-Man in town.
Got a surprise for you.
Oh yeah? What's that? Spider-Man! Oh! Did you have an adventure? Oh, you almost gave Daddy a heart attack. Oh, yes you did. Oh, yes you did. Good work, other Spider-Man. Thanks.
Yeah. Of course.
Miles pets Spider-Man when he receives a call from Finn. She wants to know if they are still hanging out today, and they agree to meet up by the Science Center.
Hey, Molasses! Up here! Fire escape's shakier than it used to be. Careful on the way up.
On a nearby rooftop, they find and open an old time capsule they had left years prior. Inside is an award they had earned back in middle school. As well as a photo with Finn's brother Rick. This prompts Miles to ask about Rick, but when pressured, Finn rushes off in a hurry.
Something going on with him? You guys fight or something?
No. No fight.
Finn,
It's fine.
why do we really lose touch?
Crap, now I'm late. I gotta go.
Now, a new objective is unlocked, as there are many other time capsules spread throughout the city, and these serve as another collectible that rewards XP and tokens. All of these must be found for a trophy. At this point, Miles must return home to prepare for his mom's political rally, and fast travel is unlocked. With the power of the PS5 on full display, this really is fast travel, as there is no public transportation cutscene necessary. Miles and Genki then make their way towards the rally when Miles stops to appreciate some local art.
That looks really cool. You're welcome. Oh. Sorry.
The rally then begins as Rio gives her speech. Miles watches on from the crowd, nervous and worried, as the last time he attended an event like this, it ended with the death of his father. Genki reassures Miles, but things are about to go bad. On a nearby screen, Tinkerer appears with a message for Roxxon.
Message is for Roxxon. The man you answer to, Simon Krieger, is a killer. This plaza is a monument to everything he's done. I won't let it open. The underground will stop it.
The underground arrives and fight with Roxxon as Miles must suit up. Genki ensures that Rio makes it out safely and Miles fights. Miles is worried about Rio, but Genki informs him that she is okay, having only suffered an injury to her arm. He takes them all out and heads towards an explosion in the distance. It turns out the attack on the rally was only a distraction. As Miles arrives at the source of the explosion, the Underground and Roxxon are about to fight. When he arrives, so does Tinkerer. Tinkerer joins the battle, revealing that the Underground are after the new form on the trucks. Miles attempts to stop them when he engages with Tinkerer. His electrical powers weaken the armor, revealing Tinkerer to be none other than Finn. She knocks Miles into the Roxxon truck, where his electrical powers react to the new form inside. This destabilizes the canisters and results in a massive explosion. Miles must then simultaneously fight the Underground and save civilians trapped by the damaged bridge.
Everybody get out! Everybody up! Don't worry, I got you! Thank you, man. I can stop this! Just a little closer!
He is able to prevent casualties, but Roxxon arrives unimpressed.
Everyone's safe. After the explosion, the bridge started
You've got eyes on the other Spider-Man. Please advise.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Copy.
No! No, I'm not your enemy.
What are you doing? He saved us!
Hey, leave him alone!
I'm recording this!
You're watching!
Put that phone away now! I said put that phone away now!
Hey, get your hands off him!
Leave now! This is your last warning!
I saved him!
Roxxon is just like Sable from the first game and are about to shoot Spider-Man when Miles inadvertently unlocks another new ability. He activates camouflage, allowing him to escape unharmed.
What happened to Roxxon being here for us? They were gonna shoot me. They didn't even listen.
The next morning, Miles listens to the news, and as expected, Jameson blames the new Spider-Man for the attack, as does Simon Krieger.
For the new Spider-Man, but his, what did you call it? Bioelectricity?
You want breakfast?
Well, that cost us Roxxon property, and it destroyed a bridge.
This is messed up. That's not what happened.
Miles is distraught and confused at learning Finn is the Tinkerer, and feeling guilty with no confidence in his abilities without Pete. Rio tells Miles that their family never gives up, and Genki boosts his morale, reminding him that he is Spider-Man.
Our family doesn't give up. You know that.
When I got powers, and I thought I'll be able to fix anything. Do anything that Spider-Man does.
Whenever you say Spider-Man, you always mean the other one. You're Spider-Man. You can fix this. Your way.
Reinvigorated and inspired, Miles then designs a new spider suit and patrols the city. Determined to understand why Finn is doing what she is, Miles heads to her family's old repair shop to look for clues. Unfortunately, the shop is closed down and boarded up. He proceeds inside anyway and discovers a secret room behind the wall. Here, he discovers that Finn designed all of the underground equipment as well as a video file on the computer.
Running a test upload.
Half my team is sick. But Krieger still want him in his new form. We need to do this tonight.
Let me. You sure we're ready?
We have to be. They broke ground in Harlem today, ahead of schedule.
Poisoning the city to make a buck.
Keep cutting corners. Ignoring safety reports, I can't let them pervert our work like this, Finn.
Okay, first we flush the core, then we wipe all data. You're sure they can't just make more of this stuff?
No, as long as we take out the backup supply in Jersey too. But without me, they'll have no idea how new form works.
The file shows that new form was originally created by Rick, and that it is poisoning people, but Roxxon doesn't care.
Damn it. No uploads. Phone must have been damaged. I won't let tonight be for nothing. I promise, Rick.
Rick and Finn devised a plan to eliminate the new form reactors for good, but something went wrong. A video of the incident was captured and supposed to be uploaded, but it never did. Miles decides to track down Finn's phone in the hope that the file is still on it, and this takes him to the location of the Roxxon lab. Miles arrives outside a large Roxxon building patrolled by heavily armed security. He fights and sneaks his way inside, but he is not alone. Spider-Man is confronted by the Prowler, who reveals himself to be none other than Miles' Uncle Aaron. Aaron tries to convince Miles to leave as Roxxon is extremely dangerous, but he refuses. Reluctantly, Aaron agrees to help Miles find Finn's phone. Prowler gives Spider-Man a new remote mine gadget he can use to take out enemies, and heads off to a remote security terminal where he can help Miles from a distance. Utilizing the new remote mine, Spider-Man takes out the enemies within and uses a computer nearby. On it, he discovers that many more Roxxon labs exist throughout the city, and each has its own new form reactor. This creates a new objective for Miles as he can now find each of these reactors and take them out. He must shut them all down for a trophy. Deep within the facility, Miles finally spots the phone below a large fan and surrounded by many enemies. He takes them out and disables the fan to reach it. With his electrical ability, he is able to power the phone back on and find the video he was looking for. Unfortunately, the video shows the terrible truth.
Ready?
Ready.
Triggering override in 3, 2...
Man.
That wasn't me!
Industrial sabotage, Rick? Really? No one's gonna care about a few sick people uptown or a dead engineer. You're just the cost of doing business.
No! No, no, no!
I can stop it! I can stop this!
No! No! Rick! Rick, no!
No! Ben! No, look!
Devastated, Miles is determined to finish the job Rick started and proceeds to shut down the reactor. He is successful, but doing so has left him weak, overcharged, and feeling sick. The energy is too much, and Miles has to let it out, releasing a huge electrical discharge. Miles is now going to be okay, but the phone is fried, destroying the evidence. On his way out, Miles encounters a new shielded enemy, but he is able to disarm and defeat them. However, even more enemies swarm Miles, and Prowler must join the fight. Together, they fend them off until they can hitch a ride on a passing subway train through a hole in the wall. Now safe atop the train, Aaron tells Miles he should ask Finn about joining the underground to get information from the inside. Miles is torn, but Aaron provides his personal experience with Miles' dad as a lesson.
If I told her the truth...
I told your dad the truth. Thought he'd have my back. Hoped he would. And my brother. Instead, he cut me out. If I kept my mouth shut, maybe I'd still have a family. You know what you have to do.
Miles decides to call Finn, and they meet up for coffee. Inside the coffee shop, Miles tells Finn some of what he has discovered, but leaves out key Spider-Man details.
So, I went to your folks' old shop. Thought you might be there. I went inside, looked around. Found out about Rick. I'm so sorry.
What else did you find out?
I want to help you.
Please don't try to talk me out of this. I know what I'm doing.
Maybe I could join your club?
He tells her that he wants to join the underground. Finn accepts and takes Miles to the roof next to the old Fisk Tower. The underground currently use the tower as their headquarters, and Miles must reach the building to prove himself to the other members. He makes the leap, and Finn takes him inside. She shows Miles around before she has to briefly leave to attend some business. Miles looks around on his own and converses with some of the members. Miles updates Genki when Finn returns. Miles lies and says he has to head home to help his mom, so Finn heads to the basement as Miles pretends to leave, but really, he follows her as Spider-Man.
You can head out that way. See you back here soon?
Definitely.
Miles tracks down Finn and watches from above as he learns her next move. Using his camouflage, Miles is able to take photos of the locations of underground hideouts.
I won't stop until Roxxon's gone. Are you with me?
You know we are.
Good. I need power. Generators, car batteries, whatever you can find.
This unlocks another side objective. This time, Miles must take down all of the underground hideouts which occupy old Fisk construction sites. Like other side tasks, bonus objectives will reward additional tokens if completed. All underground hideouts must be defeated for a trophy, and at least one base must be completed without being seen. With this information, Miles heads to the Gem Theater with the hope that the new form is inside. When he arrives, he finds the building heavily fortified and electrically locked down. He takes down the enemies and disables the nearby generators to gain access within. Inside, he finds a giant silo, which houses the new form. He also discovers that Finn is pumping energy into the new form to make it unstable, and plans to use it to blow up Roxxon Plaza. Spider-Man tries to take the new form, but the Underground shows up to stop him. They fail, but Tinkerer does not. She arrives and takes the canister with her, but Spider-Man clings behind.
Can't let you take that.
Spider-Man pursues her through the city, and they battle up the side of a building. They reach the roof, where Tinkerer overpowers Spider-Man and is about to finish him off.
Give me one good reason not to end you.
Left with no other choice, Spider-Man removes his mask and shows his true identity.
My mom would be very upset.
Miles?
Finn backs off, and before her and Miles can talk, she vanishes. Injured and unsure of his next move, Miles calls his Uncle Aaron for advice. They meet up, and Aaron tells Miles he needs to balance his work and outside life. He presents Miles with an unfinished mixtape that he and Miles' dad were working on. They used everyday sounds around the city to bring the beats to life. This unlocks another side objective. Miles must head to various locations around the city and record everyday sounds for the mixtape. For a trophy, Miles must find them all and complete the recording his dad and Aaron never did. With his mind clearer, Miles decides to meet up with Finn in person to talk. He tells Aaron that he will meet her at Trinity Church tomorrow. Aaron shows concern for Miles' safety, but this appears to be only a ruse, as he informs someone over the phone of the meetup location.
Trinity Church. Remember, Tinker is yours. But leave the boy alone.
The next day, Finn waits for Miles on top of the church. They talk, and Finn asks Miles to back down, but he won't.
This is the only way I can beat him. I need you to look the other way. Please.
I can't. I made a promise.
So did I.
Before they can come to a resolution, Rhino arrives, complete with new, electric-proof Roxxon armor. Rhino grabs Finn and knocks Miles out cold. A little while later, Miles awakes to Krieger sitting in front of him. Miles and Finn are being held captive, and Krieger talks things over.
You know, when her brother and I were developing new form,
All you did was put your name on the patent. He said the only thing you knew how to do was sell other people's ideas.
Yeah, well, at least I still got a pulse, babe.
He tries to take off Spider-Man's mask, but is unable to reach it. Krieger then heads off, informing his team to find the location of the new form and to use Spider-Man to get the information from Finn. Roxxon proceeds to nearly beat Spider-Man to death. Miles suffers as an electrical charge begins to build up. When he can no longer take the pain, he releases a Venom Mega Blast and is able to escape. Together, Miles and Finn fight and sneak their way through the facility towards the exit. Along the way, they overhear a devastating conversation between Krieger and Prowler. Miles learns that Aaron double-crossed him and made a deal with Krieger. Even though Miles was supposed to be left unharmed, he intended to provide intel and the new form to Roxxon.
You agreed to leave the kid alone.
Uncle Aaron?
Ah, the kid. I love how you say that. It's just so paternal.
Let Spider-Man go, and I'll get you new. Feed you underground intel, whatever you want.
Miles and Finn progress towards the exit when Finn tries to have a heart-to-heart with Miles, but Roxxon interrupts and they must fight instead.
Did you ever think about calling me to tell me you were Spider-Man? You know, after my parents died, Rick basically had to become my dad. I thought I'd miss having a brother, but I had you.
Finn,
Get this door open!
Wait. All the current new firm project data's on here. Toxicity reports, failed safety reviews, and Krieger's name's on everything.
After taking them down, Miles finds a computer filled with incriminating evidence against Krieger, but they are once again interrupted, this time when Rhino arrives. Miles must dodge and ride Rhino to steer him into tanks to trigger an explosion and weaken his armor. Eventually, he is able to break the armor apart and defeat Rhino. With Rhino subdued, Miles heads back to the nearby computer to retrieve evidence, where he learns that Krieger updated the reactor, and if Finn goes through with her plan, it will not only destroy Roxxon Plaza, but all of Harlem. While Miles is at the computer, Rhino uses this opportunity to talk crap to Finn.
You know, Krieger told me how your brother died. Very amusing.
Shut up.
He also told me it was your fault. You watched him die. Helpless.
This is a mistake though, as she doesn't have the same reservations as Miles, and proceeds to stab him. Before she can finish him off, Miles stops her, and she in return attacks him.
Screwed up the bridge! Destroyed my lab! Got me kidnapped! Finn! Finn the reactor!
Come near me again. I'll kill you.
But we're family.
My family's dead.
She threatens Miles, before leaving him lying on the train tracks. Miles is able to call for help as Genki brings Miles back home. Genki heads out for medicine, leaving Miles with his spider suit and no mask.
I'm gonna go grab a washcloth. Some antibiotics.
Miles? Where have you...
Rio is home, and there is no time for escape for Miles. She discovers his secret.
What are you wearing?
tell you something?
A little while later, Miles and Rio have a heart-to-heart talk.
You give me strength, Miles. That's all a hero really is. Someone who's brave for the people they love.
Just a guy who doesn't give up.
Genki and Rio help evacuate as many people as they can, while Miles, ready to end things once and for all, heads off to confront Finn. However, while swinging towards Finn's location, Miles is attacked mid-flight and captured. His captor reveals himself to be Prowler, betraying Miles yet again. They argue as Aaron reveals his true feelings.
Let Krieger and the Tinkerer kill each other. Go back to being Spider-Man when the heat dies down.
And what? Just hide down here? I don't get to pick and choose when I'm Spider-Man. I gotta stop Finn.
No, you gotta survive.
You want it back in the family, and that's the best you could do?
I saved your life.
You threw me in a cell.
To protect you.
Like this is protecting me?
Damn it, Miles! I'm not gonna lose you too!
Underestimated, Miles is able to break free and fight Prowler.
He'd understand that I gotta protect you. You don't realize I'm the only one trying to save you.
And I'm trying to save everyone else. Finn doesn't know what she's about to do.
Throw yourself at enemies you can't beat. Know who else did that?
Don't say his name!
You want your mom to bury you too? I won't let you.
After a difficult and tricky battle, Miles emerges victorious.
I'll let you down. We're family.
Family? That didn't stop you from lying to me, manipulating me, fighting me? Being family isn't enough anymore.
Doesn't have to be like this. You, me, hating each other? That's how it happened between me and your dad. I don't want to repeat that.
I don't either. But I can't be the person you want to turn me into. I can't turn my back when people need me. I have to be better than that.
Miles now heads to the Oscorp Science Center, where he believes Finn is. Outside are many underground members that Miles must defeat. After successfully breaching the building, Miles looks for Finn when he experiences a flashback. The game cuts to a middle school-aged Miles and Finn as they excitedly explore the Science Center in search of their exhibit. Along the way, they can engage in a rocket mini-game that will earn you a trophy if you can button mash faster than Finn. A really cool cameo appearance also happens involving Pete and Otto. Eventually, they reach their exhibit where an excited Rick shows up as well.
Oh, wait! Would you look at that? Genuine award-winning scientists.
No one told us we were in this special exhibit. Ticket only.
They take a photo together, the same photo that was in the time capsule, and Miles snaps back to the present time. Miles finally reaches Finn and attempts to tell her about the increased bomb radius, but she has no interest in hearing him out anymore.
Finn, you need to know.
I'm done listening to you.
She walks away, and Miles must fight underground members. Finishing them off, he heads outside to pursue Finn, who has now reached Roxxon Plaza. Along the way, he fights more underground before meeting up with Rio and Genki, who continue to help people evacuate. However, it is too late. Finn has already started the reactor, and Roxxon is too preoccupied with shooting Miles to care. Fortunately, Prowler has a change of heart and arrives to protect Miles and his family. Miles confronts Finn and tries to talk her out of it one last time. She refuses to listen, and they finally battle.
You don't know what you're doing!
They deserve what's coming to them!
No! The reactor! Krieger changed his specs. You're not just gonna destroy Roxxon Plaza. You're gonna vaporize all of Harlem.
I'm not gonna let you lie to me again!
This is an epic, multi-layered, and intensely personal boss fight. Miles must fight not only Finn, but his reservation about hurting her.
The Finn I knew cared more about protecting people than punishing them. I don't want to fight. We'll talk. After I disable the reactor.
Despite his efforts, Finn will not see the truth.
The reactor's still going critical. Soon we won't be able to stop it.
No! I am not running away again!
It is not until she is rendered powerless and staring straight into the reactor that she realizes the severity of her actions. The building crumbles around them and they fall to the ground.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Miles saves Finn, but the reactor must be stopped. Miles is able to reach the reactor and attempts to disable it. The electrical buildup on Miles is too familiar. As Rio and others are getting closer, Finn knows what is about to happen. Miles pleads with her to get them away, but she makes the only decision she can to save them.
What are you...
Just let go. Let go.
After an emotional goodbye, Miles hits the ground hard, but he is going to be okay. Reminiscent of Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, a maskless Spider-Man is protected by the grateful citizens of New York.
Get out of here, kid. We'll take care of them.
Did you see his face?
You did good, Spider-Man.
Thanks.
Who is he?
That guy? He's our Spider-Man.
4 weeks later, Krieger is hauled off to jail, thanks to Aaron, who turned on Roxxon at his own expense. Harlem has fully accepted the new Spider-Man, as Miles' portrait now accompanies Pete. Miles and Pete talk on the roof before swinging off together, and the game ends. The credits honor Chadwick Boseman, which was awesome to see, and a post-credit scene sets up the next game.
Vitals are good, circulatory system healthy, brain activity normal. He's been in there long enough. Mr. Osborn, I understand he's your son, but his disease cough. Kurt. But we may be underestimating the potential danger.
I said, get him out! Now!
With the main story complete, you will now have earned all story-related trophies. The next step for the Platinum is to acquire 100% in all districts. This trophy will complete many others along the way, and requires 100% of all collectibles, side missions, and requests on the friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app. From the main story, you should be familiar with all of these tasks, and the in-game map will show all available and missing objectives. After completing all of the in-game objectives, you will have earned a ton of XP and many activity tokens and tech parts. These will be used for the next set of trophies. You must unlock all skills, purchase all suits, craft 10 upgrades, and craft suit and visor mods. Some of these are not available until New Game Plus. For a trophy, you must complete New Game Plus so you can top off any missing items during this playthrough, but you don't have to recomplete all side tasks for the trophy, only complete the main story. In addition, Spider-Man Miles Morales does have combat-related trophies. These range in difficulty and include things such as performing 100 stealth takedowns, defeating 50 enemies with a remote mine, getting a 100-hit combo, and defeating 100 enemies with venom attacks, to name a few. Combat challenges are a great way to get some of these, and enemy bases can be replayed if you find a specific encounter that works best for you. At this point, there will only be a few miscellaneous trophies needed to achieve the Platinum. These include things such as scrolling through the entire social feed after completing the game, paying respect at Jefferson Davis's grave, riding the derelict boat in Chinatown, customizing a sticker and lighting in photo mode, and a wonderful homage to Stan Lee by paying your respects to a legend. Overall, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales was the perfect follow-up to the original game. Although the game was not as long, it was short and sweet, with a more streamlined progression. No longer were there many different types of tokens to unlock suits and upgrades. These were simplified into activity and tech parts, which made the unlocks much easier. The game still possesses a wide variety of suits and upgrades for a high level of customization, and my personal favorite, Spider-Man suit. Enemy encounters allow for your personal touch, as they can be approached as you see fit. While the game may not have had as much as the original, everything was done extremely well. It was the perfect spin-off and way to introduce Miles as Spider-Man, and his own unique abilities to prepare you for the sequel. Once again, the voice acting was absolutely phenomenal, led by Najee Jeter as Miles. With the power of the PS5 on full display, the cutscenes were beautifully animated and cinematically immersive, where you could easily forget you were not watching a movie. The combat was smooth, and the load and travel times were insanely fast. The platinum progression was just a natural extension of doing everything the game had to offer, which I found myself wanting to do, as everything was a ton of fun and nothing was grindy. Overall, this game was an excellent launch title and great way to start off the next generation with the PS5. It was a perfect bridge to the next game, but stands strong on its own. I fully recommend playing this game and achieving the platinum, as it is a great experience, especially if you are a Marvel or Spider-Man fan. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for Platinum Review number 3.